As a mom, a lot of people nowadays ask me why I am a cold person and why I do not care anymore. How come I'm not the same as I used to be? And how come I learned how to talk back? Well, let me just get it to the first part of the story. As a child, in my first years of school, my teacher hated me. My class teacher, grade 1 to 4. She never had the patience to teach me how to do things, how to read, write, understand. A lot of people would probably say, dude, what kind of a person at that age doesn't really know how to read? I was learning 2 languages. Actually, not just me, but my siblings too. So, my teacher was very mean. Actually, if you think about it now, she was a bitch. And she used to hit me. So, as a person my age, I do not know now that I'm a mom, I don't understand why I didn't tell my parents that she was hitting me. So, years passed, and I got to grade 5 without knowing how to read and write and stuff. But thank God I had a rich imagination. So when I get to grade 5, different school, different teacher. So my Romanian teacher was from the part of Romania, the northern part. Anyway, so the woman found out by putting me in front of the class one day to read that I didn't know how to read. I was so scared and so embarrassed that I literally started crying. So I don't understand. God bless that woman's soul. She's probably dead by now. And if she's not, I'm glad she's not. That woman convinced me to start reading on my own. In the meantime, my mom started buying me books. They were kind of girly-ish books, like old-fashioned books, but easier to read. Something like Laura Ingalls or, I don't know, classics, basically. Anyway, so that was the first part. Now, most of you guys would probably say, like, why didn't that teacher teach you how to read? Why didn't she teach you? Why didn't she care? I don't know, because she did have her own favorites in the class. She just didn't really like me or my friend, who was an orphan. Her father died when she was small, and again, she couldn't stand this girl either. So my 1 to 4 teacher was a bully. Anyway, then I moved on with life. I went to university, where again I was not exactly the best student, but I tried my best to not cheat. Now, this is where life gets a little bit annoying for me. Okay, when you go to university and people have these amazing marks, okay, but you know, and you can see from a mile away, that these people do not do anything. Okay, they cheat point blank. Okay, they will cheat on their phones because everyone has these phones nowadays. And actually, they'll have all these huge marks. And you will be honest and you will have this little mark, small mark, and then you were like, everyone was like, oh, you don't know anything, you don't understand, you're not a good student, look at the marks that this had. Now, I'm not a racist person. I do not consider myself racist. I have met people of all sorts of religions and cultures and all sorts in my life, and I have plenty of those kind of friends. Now, I have a lot of people in my school that are from different countries. Now, let me tell you something. When I have these colleagues who come to school and do not even speak the language, do not even understand what the heck the teacher is telling them, but they have as a grade 9, 8, 9, 10, and they don't understand anything, but they're doing our language in school at their exams. They're not doing, I don't know, English or French as their exams in their language. No, they're not doing it. So they're doing it in that language, and people are like, why don't you have marks like X or Y or Z person? And you're like, they're cheating. No, they're not cheating, because they're, and if you ask them, like, if you ask the students, like, why are you guys cheating? I'm not cheating. Yes, you are, because I saw you, because you had your phone under the table or something like that. And everyone gets offended because, hey, you're the one that has the bad marks. But now I get offended because these people have advanced in life by cheating. And me, who, with my own bad marks, and honestly, do not feel like doing any more of my exams because I keep on flunking them. And I don't even feel like studying anymore because I know that everyone has something against me in that school because, hey, I'm not a cheater. And if I know I didn't study, I won't, I'll just be honest about it. And all these people moved on in life, and they're like, oh, doctors and surgeons and whatever. But my question is, how can you become a doctor or a surgeon and look your patient in the eye and not know what the fuck you're talking about? I had a son years ago who I lost. My son died at 4.5 months because his doctor did not know what to do with him. My son had, as we call it, an omphalocele, which is basically a hernia of the internal organs out through the belly button. Yeah, he was born like that due to a trauma. So he was supposed to be operated on. This doctor was really twit and a bitch because she didn't want to operate on him, but she did not want to sign for another doctor to operate on him. So my son basically died because I don't understand what that woman's problem was, but I lost my son. That would be another point of where I realized that being kind to people does not get you anywhere, and putting up. Then toxic relationship, again, not a good thing. And keep on forgiving. Then would be the part of friends, because hey, toxic relationships can also be friends, not just boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship. So let me tell you about something. My brother befriended a girl who, well, they're in a relationship, is their problem. I'm glad for them, honestly. Yeah. What I don't like about these kind of people is that they actually smile in your face and they tell you all sorts of things that indirectly everyone wants to hear. Everyone wants to hear that they're wanted and that they're missed and stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, I didn't actually really like you. And you're like, what the fuck? I mean, what do you mean you didn't really like me? Why are you staying with me? Why are you talking to me if you don't like me? I mean, I don't really understand anymore this mentality in anybody's case. And this woman would not be the first woman. And what I don't like about it is like, why does a person stare you in the face and not have the guts to tell you that you do not like them? Okay? Please be honest. Okay? If I don't like you, I will tell you to your face. No offense, X, Y, or Z, whatever your name is. I don't really like talking to you. I don't know. You got dumb jokes. So you're kind of vulgar. You're boring. I don't know. I'll just tell you to your face. Yeah. It might hurt a little bit, but at least I'll be honest. And people are like, oh, but it hurts people's feelings. It probably does. But guess what? Lying or talking behind someone's back will hurt more than telling a person to their face that, I don't know, they got dumb jokes or something. Um, Because you know what, if a person, for instance, if you tell them, that they have dumb jokes, maybe they'll change their jokes, maybe they'll do something about it. Like someone told me the other day, stop laughing like that, you laugh like a horse. And I was like, what? I was kind of confused because I took it as an insult, and I was like, what do you mean? Then I started like analyzing, do I really laugh like that? I mean, yeah. So a few people told me after that, yeah, you actually laugh like that. And another thing is, for instance, when I walk. When I walk bare feet, I stomp like an elephant, apparently. So yeah. Maybe if people tell you, and even if it hurts your feelings, yeah. So what changed my attitude and my way of understanding life? Losing my son, having people cheat and move on in life, and I'm still trying to get up out of the rut that I am in. Um, Having a toxic relationship and being literally, how do you call it, indifferent when the person is indifferent about you. I don't understand why people do that. I mean, if you don't like a person, why do you why do you stay with them? I mean, I don't know. I never understood this mentality, but I guess anyway, someone probably knows somewhere. Um then lying friends. That is very painful because you get attached to the person. No matter who it is, you still get attached. For instance, this woman I was telling you about, my brother's girlfriend. I don't understand to this day what I did to her that offended her so badly. And I have, in numerous times, asked for forgiveness. She has never, ever accepted my forgiveness. And the sorrow, disgusting part about it all is that I honestly still miss talking to her. But then I just think to myself, why would I talk to a toxic person? Okay? Why would I make time and open up to a person if you're going to talk bad about me? No. Yeah, not going to work. So if you guys have a friend or a child or a brother or a sibling who you are seeing is being a little bit mean, maybe you will probably feel a little bit exasperated at first, but maybe you should probably be a little bit more patient and ask them, is everything okay? And they automatically will tell you at first, yeah, everything's fine. Or they might be a little bit exasperated with you and mean. But as a person, you should have a little bit of patience and ask them a few days in a row, probably even a few months. Like, are you sure you don't want any help? Are you sure everything's fine? And even if they're sure, even if they say everything's fine, just give them, how do you call it? Make sure you're there to support them, to give them a shoulder to lean on, to what really destroyed me is the fact that when my son died, the people who I was expecting to be there for me were the people that were not there for me. The people that were there for me were the people that I never in my whole life expected to be there for me. So when people say that the real friends are the ones who are there at when you need it, well, that's exactly what happens when you need it the most. I had people to come into my son's funeral that never even crossed my mind. But his father and his father's family never came. They didn't even send flowers. They His father apparently said that he was working and he couldn't take the day off. And his boss is a very religious person, very honest person. And I'm so offended because if he would have went and told the man, okay, if you didn't want to say it was your son, you could have said, I have a friend and their child died and I have to go to a funeral. I'm sure he would have not given you a few hours off. He would have probably given you a few days off. But then again, what goes around comes around. So I don't know. So yeah, to all the people who are asking me why I'm a little bit annoyed with my life, it's because I feel like for the last 6 years I have been in this huge rut. Okay, in a rut that is muddy, that is slidey, that is dark and cold, and I keep on trying to grab on something, and every single time I grab on something, I fall again, and then I pull up again, and I'm falling again. So I just pray that somewhere, sometime in this life, maybe I will be a perfect mom or good enough to be married and to have a happy relationship with some person who will respect, love, and be happy with me as their wife. And somehow I know that I will be. Don't know who the person will be, but I know that he will be one happy man. All I hope is that he will love my son and that he will want more kids because I so want more kids in my life. I like kids and I want at least 3 to 4 kids. So, my theme for today, my saying is don't quit. Even when your darkest moments, even when you think that everyone left you, don't quit. Say, see yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, say, I can do it. Tell yourself that every single morning. I can do it. Stare in the mirror and say it out loud so you can hear yourself because indirectly your brain records that and it tells itself that. So if you think that you can't do it, then everyone else will say it too. So all starts with you. If you think that you can upgrade yourself and if you think that you're good enough to do better, it all starts with you. So if you're having a bad day, I wish you all the best. And please, 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 if you ever know of anyone else that is having a bad day or having a bad time, please share my video and tell them that they're not the only ones and that I will try my best to encourage you in every single way possible. Best of luck to all of y'all.